She had always wanted a doll. A beautiful porcelain doll with curly blonde hair and blue eyes. A doll that she could dress up and play with. A doll that would be her best friend. She saw it in the window of the antique shop. It was perfect. She begged her mother to buy it for her, but her mother said it was too expensive. She cried and pleaded, but her mother was firm. She had to save up her own money if she wanted the doll. She did odd jobs around the neighborhood, mowing lawns, walking dogs, babysitting. She counted every penny, every dime, every dollar. She dreamed of the day she would have enough to buy the doll. Finally, she had enough. She ran to the antique shop, clutching her money in her hand. She hoped the doll was still there. She hoped no one else had bought it.
She was in luck. The doll was still in the window, smiling at her. She entered the shop and asked the old man behind the counter for the doll. He looked at her with a strange expression. He seemed reluctant to sell it to her. "Are you sure you want this doll?" he asked. "It's very old and fragile. It needs a lot of care and attention. And it has a history." She didn't care. She wanted the doll. She handed him the money and he wrapped the doll in a brown paper. She thanked him and ran out of the shop, holding the doll close to her chest. She took the doll home and showed it to her mother. Her mother was surprised, but happy for her. She helped her find a place for the doll in her room. She put it on a shelf, next to her bed. She kissed the doll goodnight and went to sleep. That night, she heard a noise. A soft, tinkling sound. Like glass breaking. She opened her eyes and saw the doll. It was moving. It was climbing down from the shelf. It was coming towards her. She screamed. She tried to get out of bed, but the doll was faster. It jumped on her and grabbed her by the throat. It squeezed hard, cutting off her air. She felt a sharp pain in her chest. She looked down and saw the doll's hand. It had a knife, a tiny, silver knife. It stabbed her in the heart. She died. The doll smiled. It climbed back to the shelf. It waited for the next victim.